Hey guys, welcome back to another reasoning sesh where I challenge the status quo of the wisdom of the world and the church by diving deep into the ancient scriptures, uncovering those meanings hidden by translations, really hitting on the metaphysical applications of these ancient texts and applying them practically to situations in our present day. And today I'm going to be talking about that how even in the hard times, Source has a divine plan that even through that, we're being brought into a higher state of perfection.
Come now and let us reason together. Come now, we can talk it over.
But before I begin, I gotta say, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe for more, and stay tuned because this message is a constant expose not only of things around us, but of where we can head when we tap into Source and we actually apply this power in our own lives. But with that out of the way, I'm just going to jump right into it. Reading from the book of Devarim, or Deuteronomy in the Greek, which literally means like a second message in reference to Moses relaying the law to the people of Israel. You could say it's a recap. But speaking about when the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt and were wandering the wilderness, he says this, "And he, that is Yahweh, humbled you and suffered you to hunger, and fed you with manna, which you knew not, neither did your fathers know, that he might make you know that man does not live by bread only, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yahweh does man live." So even though the children of Israel had come out of Egypt, had come out of the slavery, had come out of that bondage, Egypt in Hebrew is the word Mitzrayim, which literally means constraints or restrictions or a narrowing. And even though they were brought out of that whole system of slavery, they still had to go through a humbling process. They still had to experience hunger in the wilderness. And when they were hungry, Yahweh's Source fed them with manna. And of course, Yahweh represents Source in his infinite existence. Although the word Yahweh is translated in most English translations, if not pretty much all, as the word Lord in all caps, it has nothing to do with the term Adonai or that sense of a master. The word actually means Source existing in the past, in the present, in the future. And that circle of never beginning and never ending embodies that covenant that's in the spectral identity of Source that was revealed as Yahweh to Moses and through which the law was given, embodies that term of, whatever you put out, it's got to come back to you. That seed time and harvest. No matter what you sow, you have a harvest deserving of those actions. And it's not just actions, because Christ also says that it's the thoughts, the very nature of your heart. That state of being is being exposed. And ultimately, the highest form of perfection walking with Source is when you love. You love everybody around you and you're sowing those seeds of love and you love Source. But without truly understanding that, we have to be steered into that kind of state of being. And that's done through a little bit of a humbling process where we learn that it's not about the physical world. It's not about actually manifesting all these things before we can manifest our own state of being to tap in and live by the living word of Elohim. And it's interesting that we're talking about the children of Israel because last night I had a profound vision where it literally went through everything that we've experienced in the last couple of years. And I was literally reading in my vision just word after word from the book of Shemot or Exodus. And as I was reading through like the burning bush and all of the 10 plagues and the parting of the Red Sea, I was literally reading what had happened in the last 2 years. And all of a sudden, I'm like, why am I reading this way? And Source downloaded it to me. He's like, I'm preparing my people for a mass exodus. So we got to have faith in that. And we got to know that all of this is lining up to actually bring us closer to that state of fulfillment, to that state of perfection, tapped into divine Source. So don't be discouraged, because honestly, everything is playing out as it should. I'd honestly love to get into that vision, but it's just so deep and so involved. Literally every single aspect of the story was explained to me in terms of what's going on today. So if I do outline that exact stuff, that will be a while actually putting that video together. But I digress. Honestly, this is what's really going on. And again, Jesus the Nazarene quoted this exact text when he was tempted in the wilderness by Satan in Matthew chapter 4 and in Luke chapter 4. Just reading from the Evangelion of Luke here. And the devil said unto him, If you are the Son of God, command this stone that it be made bread. And Jesus answered him, saying, It is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of God. And there again, we see that true nature of his state of being. He wasn't relying on the physical manifestations to meet his needs. He knew that if his own state of being inside of him was right, if he was actually tapped into that kind of source, all his needs would be met, including the very food he needed to eat. So we got to realize that all of this stuff that seems like it's actually beating us down, demoralizing us, giving us those hard experiences and having us make hard decisions, that's all a buffeting process to actually make us stronger. Because the only thing that we can take with us out of this life, we can't take materialism, we can't take wealth, we can't take our possessions, we can't even necessarily take the people that we have relationships with, but we can take the character development that we develop through our life experience, through all of that stuff that actually hones us. And as that pressure is applied on us, it actually shows us, whether we're willing to choose source or whether we're willing to let the circumstances create a downward spiral in our mental state of being, and from there in our overall state of manifestations. So we have to know that living word, the word of Yahweh Elohim, is where true nourishment comes from. And from there, all the physical manifestations, our food, our drink, even the sunlight. You can live off of sunlight, you can live off of fresh air, but even that is a manifestation in the physical. When you tap into source, when you tap into the real divine essence, that's when all of this stuff will line up in your own life, and you will see that man does not live on bread alone, but by every word of Elohim. So I love you guys. I'll check you in a future reasoning sesh. Joel signing out once again. Agape, Salaam, Namaste, Shalom.